The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to make the playoffs in the 2021 NFL season, and that's crazy to think when they have a brand new head coach who's never coached at the professional level in Urban Meyer. They have a brand new quarterback who has never taken a snap at the professional level in Trevor Lawrence, and they are coming off the worst season in franchise history, finishing at 1-15. And through all of that adversity, the Jaguars, I'm here to say, are to make the playoffs in the 2021 NFL season. So let's stop wasting time, man. Let's hop right into this video, though. Now, before I go along with the video, if you guys are new to the channel and you guys are diehard Jacksonville Jaguar fans or just fans of the NFL community that would like to support me, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below for more Jacksonville Jaguars and NBA content I do here on YouTube. And yes, even though I do speak biasly in this video, I have a feeling that the Jags are going to go 9-8 this season and they are going to make the playoffs. They will not win the division because the Tennessee Titans are the clear and definitive best team in the AFC South, but the Jacksonville Jaguars will make this year's NFL playoffs. Now let's break down this video. So starting off with the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule, obviously we know the NFL has now changed to a 17-game schedule in comparison to years past, where it's been a 16-game schedule over the course of the NFL for many, many years. And now the Jacksonville Jaguars this year are going to be playing teams like the NFC West, the AFC East. Of course, you're going to play 6 games in your division. That includes the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, and the Tennessee Titans, as well as they will play 3 teams that finished 4th in their division, just like the Jags did, including teams like the Denver Broncos, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Atlanta Falcons. Now let's actually break down all 17 games. I'm going to go in chronological order, starting in week 1 at Houston. If you remember correctly, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the last time that they played the Houston Texans, week 1 of the NFL season at Houston, that was the birth of Saxonville, and this team is looking very, very similar in a lot of ways. No, I do not think that they will repeat the exact same success defensively as they did back in 2017 when they made the AFC Championship run, but the Jacksonville Jaguars have a lot of similar pieces to that Saxonville defense, and the Jags did make the playoffs that year. That gives me more confidence heading into the year. The Houston Texans will finish with the worst record in the NFL. They're probably not even going to win a game. Jags are taking week 1 at Houston. And for you guys that are new to the channel, I am going to be flying out to Houston week 1 for an NFL vlog to go fly out to Houston, go see the game, and go see Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer's debut. So if you guys are excited for that, because I know I am, make sure you guys subscribe down below to stay tuned for more of that. Now heading into week 2 versus the Denver Broncos, the Jags will be coming home to Jacksonville, Florida for their home opener of the season. Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer's home NFL debut, and the Jags are going to take another win here, starting off the season early and good, 2-0. Drew Lock is not the guy for the Denver Broncos, and even though they do got some nice solid pieces, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Obviously, Von Miller being the biggest name on the defensive side of the ball, and Justin Simmons on that franchise tag. I just don't believe in Drew Lock, even though they've got some nice pieces, especially in the receiving core. Give me the Jags starting off the year 2-0. Now moving on to week 3 versus the Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be the most competitive division in the NFL, the NFC West, with teams like Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, and the LA Rams. The Jags are now going to lose their first game of the season, week 3 versus the Arizona Cardinals. This team has just got too much firepower offensively when it comes to guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, and a handful of others. This team is very solid. Cliff Kingsbury is looking to make a deep run with this Arizona Cardinals team and prove that he's the right head coach. I see the Jags getting their first loss right here. Now, week 4 at Cincinnati is going to be a very interesting matchup. We've got last year's number 1 pick, Joe Burrow, who came off an ACL injury, versus this year's number 1 overall pick in Trevor Lawrence, a highly anticipated game. And this is the Jags' only primetime game of the season. Thursday night football, 8:20 p.m. Eastern. The Jags will be traveling up to Cincinnati. But I do think that the Jags end up taking this game, starting off the season 3-1. The Jags historically do not play well on Thursday night football, but we're really going to have to see how Joe Burrow gets back from that ACL injury that he suffered last year in his rookie year. Now that they got a guy like Jamar Chase, they got Jackson Carman, left tackle out of Clemson. He's got some protection on the O-line. He's got another receiver out there as well, next to T. Higgins. But give me the Jags starting off the season 3-1. Now heading into week 5, coming back home versus the Tennessee Titans. This is where the Jacksonville Jaguars definitely start to take a little bit of a dip throughout this midpoint of the season, if you ask me. I think the Jags lose to the Tennessee Titans, and I actually think they lose to the Titans twice this year. The Titans are just by far the better team in the division and the best team in the division. One of the AFC's top contenders, if you ask me, alongside the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, and a handful of others. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. That is a scary offense, even after losing Jonnu Smith. Jags are going to lose this game, week 5 versus the Tennessee Titans. Now heading into week 6, the Jags will be taking on the Miami Dolphins at London. Now look, the Jags historically do play well in London, but this is going to be Urban Meyer's first time ever making that trip out to London, having to get the team ready and prepared. This is going to be a very brand new transition to a lot of these guys heading out to London. I just feel like Brian Flores is going to get this team prepared, and he knows what he's doing down in Miami. The Dolphins are going to take week 6 and win that game. Then week 7 is going to be the bye week for the Jags. I think the Jags head into the bye week with a solid 3-3 start, which is not bad at all. Now weeks 8 at Seattle, and then week 9 coming back home versus the Buffalo Bills. The Jags are both going to lose those games as well. Two top teams, both respectively in their conferences and the NFC. And in the AFC, Josh Allen, I believe, is going to be an MVP candidate this year. Stephon Diggs is one of the best receivers in the NFL. And then, of course, you've got guys like DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Russell Wilson over in Seattle. They know what they're doing. Pete Carroll's a Super Bowl winning coach. These teams are just by far the superior teams. Now, look, the Jags could mess around and somehow pull off an upset. I just don't see it being one of these two teams. I think these two teams are prepared, regardless if it's at Seattle or at home versus Jacksonville. These two teams are just the better football teams. They're going to take these wins. Now heading into week 10, the Jags are going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. And I feel as if the Jags are going to finish second in their division behind the Tennessee Titans. I think the Colts will finish third. I am not a believer in Carson Wentz. Maybe I will eat my words until he proves it to me out on the football field that he can be the guy and the franchise quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts moving forward. I'm going to have to wait to see it till I believe it, because they've got some nice pieces with Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, and of course Frank Reich is now the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz, former offensive coordinator when he had a lot of success before he ended up getting injured. Nick Foles taking the job and winning them the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz is in a perfect situation for him to succeed in a division that is up for grabs, if you ask me. But I feel as if the Jags will go into Indianapolis and take care of business at Lucas Oil Stadium. Now, week 11 versus the San Francisco 49ers coming back home to Jacksonville, Florida is going to be the one big upset I'm going to call right now on the record that the Jags are going to get this year. As I said, the NFC West is easily the best division in football, and the San Francisco 49ers have a very, very good team. Regardless of Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance, their first round pick is going to be their quarterback this game. I feel as this is the one game that's a statement game for the Jags to turn their season around and to truly get these guys pumped up for that second half of the season to finish strong. And I feel as if the Jags are going to come out and upset the San Francisco 49ers on a hot Sunday afternoon in Jacksonville, Florida. Heading into week 12 versus the Atlanta Falcons are still a far inferior team. I believe that even the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's kind of crazy to say considering how bad historically the Jags have been, and especially last year. But listen, the Jags are just going to come out on top and just absolutely demolish the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, they've got Kyle Pitts, one of the best future tight ends in this league, and Calvin Ridley is a monster. Do not get me wrong, but I feel as if Matt Ryan will be on the decline at some point throughout this season. I feel as if the Jags defense will be too tenacious and too ferocious for that Atlanta Falcons team. Give me the Jags coming out on top as well. Now, week 13, they're going to be playing at the Los Angeles Rams out in LA. And this will be the Jags' first time playing against Jalen Ramsey after the biggest trade in franchise history. Jalen Ramsey, obviously one of the best cornerbacks in football. And I can testify and speak for most Jags fans. We do not like him. I am trying to be as respectful as I can be and nice and kind as I can be on this YouTube video. But that's to the extent I will go with Jalen Ramsey. The LA Rams with Matthew Stafford are in a win now mode. Sean McVay is one of the best head coaches in the NFL, one of the best innovative minds, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They've got pieces on defense alongside Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. I'm not sure that the Jags will be able to handle everything that the LA Rams got. Give me the Rams coming out on top. Heading into week 14 at the Tennessee Titans, as I alluded to earlier, the Tennessee Titans are one of the best teams in the NFL. They are the better team in the division. I think that the Tennessee Titans take care of business, and they end up beating the Jags yet again, taking that season series 2-0. Coming back home, week 15 versus the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars will beat them again. I think the Houston Texans maybe get a win this year. They could very easily go 0-16 this year if Deshaun Watson doesn't play. Jags take care of business at home versus the Houston Texans. Now, week 16 and 17, the Jags will be playing in East Rutherford, New Jersey, playing against the New York Jets. So number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence versus number 2 overall pick Zach Wilson. The Jags are going to go in there and take care of business as well. I believe Zach Wilson is a very good quarterback. He's just going to be put on the wrong team in a bad organization that's not truly going to help him out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Robert Saleh is the right guy for the job. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in the New York Jets until I see it. I can't say anything about it. So I think the Jags go in there and take care of business. And then week 17, I believe the New England Patriots are going to be a wild card team this year as well. But I think the Jags head into New England and take a win as well. The Jags are at this point of the season are going to be fighting for a wild card spot. They know that they're going to be right there with a couple other teams as well. So the Jags will go into there and win that game versus the New England Patriots. And then heading into week 18, the Jags are going to finish the season off on a 4-game winning streak, clinching a berth in the 2021 NFL playoffs. TIAA Bank will be going crazy in Trevor Lawrence's first NFL season and Urban Meyer's first season as an NFL head coach, that the Jags have clinched the playoffs at home in front of their fans, and Indianapolis is going to lose in a crazy upset fashion. The Jags will come back and win that game. Mark my words. The Jags will finish off the season 9-8. Now, I do want to say I think that the Jags ceiling this year is going to be 10-7. I think that's a little bit pushing it, but I do think that their floor is 6-11. I don't see the Jags winning 6 games. I think realistically, 7-9 wins is realistic. I see the Jags potentially winning 9 games, considering injury is not going to compromise them. Before I get to the end of this video, I do want to say, yes, I am biased, but at the end of the day, I do feel as if this is a very realistic goal, especially considering the pieces that the Jags got in the draft. Urban Meyer's system that he's bought the players into, the culture change, and just the fact that the Jags truly have a franchise quarterback now in Trevor Lawrence. The guys are all buying in, and this guy is a phenomenal athlete. The Jags are going to surprise a lot of teams this year, including that San Francisco 49ers upset, like I'm calling right now. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Regardless if you guys are Jags fans or fans of the NFL community, I appreciate each and every one of y'all guys' support. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below for more Jacksonville Jaguars and NBA content that I do here on YouTube as well. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'm out, boys. Peace!